Hello everyone, once again Ashwin here. So continuing with the series on comparing the MGNREGA Act and the VBGRAMG Act. So while reading the both laws, I came across something interesting. One more difference with regard to the transparency and accountability of MGNREGA Act and the VBGRAMG Act. Now, what is transparency and accountability? For any program or any scheme to function properly, there should be transparency. Transparency means there should be openness, information should be clear, there should not be any secrecy. Since it's a public scheme, everything should be in the public domain. This is transparency. Accountability means you are answerable to whatever omissions and commissions you do. So for all the programs, all the schemes, transparency and accountability is very important. So if we compare transparency and accountability of both the law, towards the left hand side you can see Section 23 of the MGNREGA Act. MGNREGA Act deals with transparency and accountability, and towards the right hand side is the screenshot of Section 24 of VBGRAMG Act. So what are the mechanisms to ensure transparency and accountability in both the acts? So by plainly reading Section 23 of MGNREGA Act, the section talks about the district program coordinator having a major role in ensuring the transparency and accountability of MGNREGA Act. That is the keyword, district program coordinator. So whatever is written in Section 23 of MGNREGA Act, it is replicated in Section 23 of VBGRAMG Act. So what is the difference? The difference is just Section 24. The difference is, in the newly enacted law, there is a separate provision called Technology Enabled Transparency and Public Accountability. In other words, technology will be used to ensure transparency and accountability, that is, to ensure whether the scheme is properly implemented, whether the information is clear, whether everything is in the public domain, to ensure that whoever commits a mistake should be answerable. Technology will be used. It's a new addition compared to MGNREGA. In MGNREGA, technology is not so focused. But in VBGRAMG Act, technology is used for ensuring transparency and accountability. What kind of technology? Transparency and accountability in the implementation of the provisions of this Act shall be ensured through biometric authentication of workers, geospatial technology, I'm just underlining the keywords, mobile application, public disclosure, social audit. So biometric authentication of workers, that is, all the workers should biometrically authenticate to ensure that attendance. So before giving the wages, this data will be looked upon. Geospatial technology. Geospatial technology is the use of GIS, Geographical Information System, to check whether the workers have particularly completed a work. All the works will be geotagged. Mobile application, public disclosure, everything should be publicly disclosed. And social audit, that is, checking whether all the records are clean by the community itself. So technology is a good measure. It's a good measure to ensure transparency and accountability. It's a major difference which is found in the newly enacted law. But one issue need to be highlighted here and which should be discussed by the government itself, that is, technology is not foolproof. During 2018, we heard a lot of news where tribals were denied ration because they could not authenticate their Aadhaar. There was a biometric failure. Due to biometric failure, they were denied rations. You can see a news clipping here. Failure of biometric authentication blocks ration access for 45 tribal families in Garhwa. So technology is not a complete foolproof solution. This was reiterated by Supreme Court. This is the official website, a screenshot from the official website of the Supreme Court. That is, and Supreme Court says, the end paragraphs, the state is under a constitutional obligation to safeguard the dignity of its citizens, and the failure of the Aadhaar Act to account for the flaws in the framework and the resultant failures in authentication have led to denial of benefits and exclusion of individuals. So there is a problem with this biometric authentication or technology enabled biometric authentication. And since the VBGRAMG Act also talks about biometric authentication, will there be a situation where wages will not be given to the eligible employee due to biometric failure? It's a serious question which needs to be addressed when the rules of the newly enacted Act will be published in the coming months. So along with technology enabled transparency and accountability mechanism, there should also be a offline system of ensuring transparency and accountability. Maybe the government can add a proviso to this section 24, ensuring that along with this tech enabled transparency mechanism, an offline enabled transparency mechanism can complement well and can reduce or prevent such biometric authentication failures which can deny rights to the people. So what is your take on it? Please post in the comment box. Thank you.